Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live in the city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, in the county of Shelby. And today's date is early. Uh, Today is early Sunday morning, December 21st, 2014, and the time is 2 a.m. And I want to first say thank you to all my fans and all my supporters for your continued encouragement and support. As always, I always keep all my fans, my supporters informed and continue to be employed at a company here in the city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, in the county of Shelby called Ameripride, right there on the corner of Vance Avenue and Walnut Street. And I'm continuing to further my education at Monroe College Online, pursuing my associate degree in business administration with concentration marketing. And I want to first say thank you. Excuse me, not thank you, but I want to apologize to everybody that was listening to my video last week. And I had this microphone, and sometimes I take it for granted that I got the microphone. I automatic, you know, uh, I take it for granted that I got the microphone, and I take it that the microphone gonna pick up not just this microphone, but the microphone on the laptop. And cause I was sitting right there, but I went back and listened to the video, and it was, the volume was very low. And like I said, I want to apologize, but basically what I said on my video last week is that last Saturday, the reason why I didn't have a video last Saturday is because the company that I work for, Ameripride, had a Christmas party, and the Christmas party was at Sam's Town Casino, a hotel and casino, right down here in Tunca, Mississippi. So last Saturday, that's the reason why I didn't have no video. And like I said, basically that's what I was informing all my fans, my supporters, and also that continue to support African Americans who march and protest for justice and things of this nature for whatever reason, and support our troops, United States troops, wherever they are around the globe, and because they doing a fine job in standing for our country. And like I said, I apologize, for the volume. Like I said, I take it for granted that I had this microphone, so I had to make sure that I speak the way the microphone or laptop will pick it up, and because the microphone like right there. So but like I said, the basically I didn't even spend a whole lot of time on my video last week, but that's basically what I was informing all my fans the reason why I didn't have a video last Saturday, and that and as always, I always talk about African traditional religion and West African traditional religion, and I'm watching the clock, and that's what we're gonna continue to do on today's video. We're gonna do a little recap. We're gonna do a little review over some material, but we're gonna continue to talk about African traditional religion, West African traditional religion. And we're gonna be going online. So right now we're gonna review right fast. Okay. Some material that we went over. This is some material that we've gone over in about, let me see, this is December, about 5-6 months ago, when we were talking about arguments. So we're gonna quickly just go through this. All right. And this information can be found online as well. Valid argument. You can look these up. A deductive argument, inductive argument. You have a conductive argument, and you have a sound argument and unsound argument. And you have abductive argument. Okay, these are a few words you can look up. Premise, 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 conclusion, reference, research. Now, these are three types of arguments: Rogerian, Tolman, and classical. Then you have a practical argument. Then we have some information. Okay. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. It was founded on March 13, 1639 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College in Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693. It is the second oldest institution of higher learning. And also we have, these are two types of arguments: Aristotelian or adversarial, and Rogerian or consensus building. All right. 5 Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary, and is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Phi, the first sorority, founded in 1851 at West Lynn College in Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874 at Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York. And it was a man. So all those listening, find out this information, and you'll find out that it was a man, not a woman, with this sorority. And 4 types of arguments with their own style: argument by authority, assertion; argument by sign; argument by example; and argument by cause. And we're finna review some Freemasonry information. Okay, Freemasonry. The Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, and said that 1390 and 1425 is mentioned in the Hollowell manuscript or Regis poem, is that he began the craft of masonry in the Cook manuscript. It says that the Regis poem or Hollowell manuscript is Roman Catholic production. It says James Orchard Hollowell published in 1840. The manuscript formerly belonged to Charles Thayer. Say the Matthew Cook manuscript was in the hands of Mr. George Payne when in his second term as Grand Master. In 1720, he compiled the general regulations, 7 liberal arts, geometry. Children of Lamech, Jamal discovered geometry and was Cain's master mason. Jubal discovered music. Tubal Cain discovered metallurgy and the art of the smith, while his daughter Naomi discovered weaving. Say before the flood, all knowledge was inscribed on 2 pillars, and after the flood, both pillars were discovered, one by Pythagoras and the other by Hermes. The 7 sciences were passed down through Nimrod, the architect of the Tower of Babel, to Abraham, who taught them to the Egyptians, including Euclid, who taught masonry to the children of nobility. The crafts taught to the children of Israel, and from the Temple of Solomon find its way to France, and thence to St. Albans, England. Athelstan. Now, the Dowling manuscript, first published by James Dowling in the Gentleman's Magazine, May 1815. In the Dowling manuscript, King Athelstan's son is named Edwin. Now, I'm not going to go over this whole list, but you can go and find online some secret societies that are, based on Freemasonry, Skull and Bones, Freemasons, Rosicrucians, Order of Templars, Orientals, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Knights Templar, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, the Priory of Sion, Opus Dei. So I got it right over. Okay. Well, I stopped it. Okay. The Ancient Order of Hermanaeans and National Grands, the United Ancient Order of Druids, United Order of the Golden Cross, the Mystic Order of Baal Prophets of the Ancient Realm, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, Forester Society, Illuminati, Knights of Columbus, Knights of Matthias, Ku Klux Klan. And there are many other secret societies. And there's another one, the Spanish Garduna is a Spanish secret criminal society in Spain, according to tradition around 710. A holy man named Apolinario, who lived like a hermit on the hills around Cordova, had a vision that the Blessed Virgin Mary anointed him to be the savior of Spain and drive the Moors out of the land. It said Apolinario raised an army of followers to the Garduna. Those who joined the Garduna would be absolved of all wrongdoing as long as their violence was committed against non-Christians. There's another, the Carbonario, the Black Hand, the Mafia, Costa Nostra, the Triad, the Kuza, the Osiricans. There are secret societies. And the street gangs. They try to emulate the secret societies. And the street gangs, like out there in Los Angeles, California, the followers, they number some followers. The Blood Street Gang, the Crip Street Gang, they follow them. The street, the My People, and the Folk Street Gang in Chicago, Illinois. And because as you know, the history of America, the people didn't move from west to east. They moved from east to west. And all the states in the east were already states, people were already living in the south. You had people that migrated from the south to the north. Then you had people from the east migrating to the west and things of this nature. So when you think about the people living out west, you have to look at the history of America. The Native Americans, the Mexicans, they were already living out there, and then you had people living on the east who migrated to the west. Now, when it comes to the African Americans, it's the same thing. African Americans moved from the south, and then some African Americans moved from the south to the west. Some African Americans moved from the south to the east. Some African Americans moved from the south to the north, and from the north out west, and from the east out west. But there were no African Americans already living out there. They all migrated from either the east or the south or the north. And when it comes to the street gangs, the Blood Street gang, the Crip Street gang, they didn't start at like the early 70s, like 1970. But there were already street gangs in, like I said, way back in the 1940s, 1950s. There were street gangs. And there were people living in Chicago, Illinois, who had street gangs already up there, and they would move, people moving around. You had these railroads, these Pullman on these railroads going all around the country. And that was another way that the street gang spread. Then with the telephone, communication. So those followers out there are not the original. Now, like I said, we was gonna review the information. Now we're finna go online and we're finna get into African traditional religion, West African traditional religion. We're going to Wikipedia, or like on my laptop. On my laptop is Bing, but on my desktop is Wikipedia. Now, the Afro-Asiatic language family is considered to include the following men: the Berber, the Chadic, the Cushitic, the Egyptian, the Omatic, and the Semitic. We're gonna go to the Semitic first. Okay, it says the Canaanite language are a subfamily of the Semitic family. The Canaanites include the Israelites, the Phoenicians, the Amorites, Ammonites, Moabites, and Edomites. And also Punic. Punic is a dialect of the Phoenician. Now, Hebrew and Phoenician are the two major branches of the subfamily. Canaanite language. Then you have Phoenician, which is extinct. Punic is extinct. Hebrew, Ammonite, Hebrew is extinct. Moabite is extinct. Edomite is extinct. Biblical Hebrew is extinct. The Tiberian Hebrew, Mizrahi Hebrew, Yemenite Hebrew, Sephardic Hebrew, Ashkenazi Hebrew, Mishnaic Hebrew, Medieval Hebrew, Ashkali Hebrew, Modern Hebrew, Israeli Hebrew, Ancient Samaritan Hebrew, and Samaritan Hebrew. And that's the Canaanite. And let's go back over here. Now, Semitic by itself is a language family originating in the Near East. It comes and it said that comes to the branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family. Now it says Arabic, Amharic, Hebrew, or we just went over Hebrew, Tigrinya, and Aramaic. Let's go to Arabic. See, the Arabic languages are Central Semitic languages. Right? It says here that say Arabic usually designate one of three main variants: Classical Arabic, Modern Standard Arabic, and Colloquial or Dialectical Arabic. Amharic is a Semitic language in Ethiopia. The official working language of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Now, let me go down, scroll down here where it says, okay. Now, like I said, we on Wikipedia, we on Amharic, which is a Semitic language. And we was going over the Rastafari movement. Said the etymology of the word Rastafari comes from Amharic. Rastafari was the pre-regnal title of Haile Selassie I, composed of the Amharic words Ras, literally meaning head, and Ethiopian title for do, and Haile Selassie pre-regnal name Tafari. Say most Rastafarians learn Amharic as a second language, as they consider it to be a sacred language. After Haile Selassie's 1966 visit to Jamaica, study circles in Amharic were organized in Jamaica as part of the ongoing exploration of Pan-African identity and culture. Various reggae artists in the 1970s, including Roger Michael, and blah, 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 blah. So that's where the Rastafari movement came from. All right, let's get back over here. So that's Amharic. It's a Semitic language in Ethiopia. And let's go over here to Tigrinya is an Afro-Asiatic language belonging to the Semitic family in the Horn of Africa. It says speakers primarily inhabit the Tigray region in northern Ethiopia. It says also where the contiguous borders of southern and central Eritrea. It says Tigrinya was one of Eritrea's official languages during its short-lived federation with Ethiopia. It was replaced with the southern Ethiopian language Amharic prior to its annexation. Tigrinya remained the status of working language, indicating the only state in the world to date to award Tigrinya recognition on a national level. That's Tigrinya. Okay, did the Hebrew. Okay, we're going to Aramaic. Aramaic is a family language or dialect belonging to the Semitic family. Aramaic. It said the history of Aramaic is broken down into three broad periods: Old Aramaic, Middle Aramaic, and Modern Aramaic. Okay, we're going to Omatic, the Omatic language. The Omatic languages are a branch of the Afro-Asiatic family in southwestern Ethiopia. Now, some of these linguists have had the Omatic languages and their dialects based on their how they classify things of this nature. See, that's 2003, that's 2000. Because here on Wikipedia it's showing three linguists. It's showing Bender in 2000, then it's showing Hayward in 2003, and it's showing Blinch 2006. But those are the linguists. And that's the Omatic. We're going to Egyptian. It's the oldest known language of Egypt and a branch of the Afro-Asiatic language, Egyptian. Say the scholars grouped the Egyptian language into 6 major chronological divisions: Archaic Egyptian language, Old Egyptian language, Middle Egyptian language, uh, late Egyptian language, Demotic Egyptian language, and Coptic language. Now we're going to Cushitic. The Cushitic. The Cushitic language are a branch of the Afro-Asiatic language, primarily in the Horn of Africa, Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, and Ethiopia, as well as the Nile Valley, Sudan, Egypt, and parts of the African Great Lakes region, Tanzania, and Kenya. See, the Cushitic language are usually considered to include the following branches: Baal, which is North Cushitic, Central Cushitic, Agar, Highland East Cushitic, Sidamic, Lowland East Cushitic, Dule, and South Cushitic. The Chadic. The Chadic language, branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family, is spoken across northern Nigeria, southern Niger, southern Chad, Central African Republic, and northern Cameroon. It says, okay, you got three, well, four, these are the classifications. West Chadic, two branches would include the Hasse A, the Hasse, Ron, Boli, and Angus language, and B, the Badi, Waja, and Zar language. Now, B, uh, Bu Mandare, Central Chadic, three branches. A, the Bure, Kanwi, and Bete, and B, the Dume and Musbu, and C, Gadar. Then you have the East Chadic, two branches. A, the Tumac, and Siri, and Kire. B, Dangliet, Mukulu, and Socorro. Then you have Mese, and that's the Chadic language, which is a Semitic language. Excuse me, which is the Afro-Asiatic language. Chadic is an Afro-Asiatic language. Excuse me. The Berber constitutes a branch of the Afro-Asiatic language. Okay, it says here there are six major varieties of Berber. They are the order to Shilhit, Kabyle, Atlas, Tamizite, Riffian, Shawi, and Tuareg. Those are the Berber varieties, and Berber is an Afro-Asiatic language. Now we're going to go to the Nilo-Saharan. We're on Wikipedia. We're on Wikipedia. We're going to Nilo-Saharan. says on Wikipedia that the Nilo-Saharan languages are a composed family of African languages spoken by some 50 million people, mainly in the upper parts of the Chari and Nile rivers, including historic Nubia. Okay, we're on Wikipedia. Now, Luo, we're on the Nilo-Saharan language family. Luo, or Dulo, the language of the Luo, Kenya's third largest ethnicity after the Niger Congo, Kikuyu, and Luhe. Kanuri, if you include Kanembu, is included the major ethnicity around Lake Chad. The Sanghe, mostly Zarmang, spread along the Niger River in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger throughout the historic Sanghe Empire. The Tiso, related to Maasai. The Nubian, the language of Nubia. Lubare, if you include Aringe, Low Lubares include the major Central Saharan language of Uganda and Congo. Kalenjin, such as Nanda and Poka. Lango, a Luo language, one of the major languages of Uganda. The Dinka, the major ethnicity of South Sudan. Acholi, another Luo language of Uganda. Maasai, spoken by the Maasai people of Kenya. Ngambe, Central Sudan, the principal language of southern Chad. The Nuer, that's another South Sudanese language. The Fur, the Benaminus language of Darfur. Tubu, one of the northernmost Nilo-Saharan languages extending from Nigeria, Niger, Chad, into Libya. Tubu has two main dialects, the Zage and T-Dage. And all those languages are the Nilo-Saharan languages. Now we're going to Niger Congo A and B language. The Niger Congo A and B language. We're on Wikipedia. We're on Wikipedia, and Niger, Congo, A and B's. We're on Wikipedia. Okay, it said the Kordofanian language, spoken in southern central Sudan, around the Nube Mountains. The Mandi, spoken in West Africa, includes Bambara, the main language spoken in Mali, as well as Soniki, found in Mali, Senegal, and Mauritania. The Ijaw in Nigeria include Ijaw and Difake. Dogon, spoken in Mali. The evidence being Dogon and Niger. Congo is weak. It says here the Atlantic includes Wolo, spoken in Senegal, and Fule, a language spoken across the Sahel. Kru, spoken in West Africa, including BT, Yahweh, and Dade. Semufo, spoken in Ivory Coast and Mali, including Senari and Sutyari. The Gur languages include More in Burkina Faso, and the Malway languages such as Chambe in Cameroon, Ubangi languages such as Sango in the Central African Republic, the Kwe includes Akan in Ghana, Volta Niger, West Benue Congo, the GB languages spoken in Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, of which Iwi is better known, the Yoruba and Igbo, the Yoruba and Igbo language spoken in Nigeria. You have your East Benue. So you have your East Benue Congo, including the Bantu family, Swahili, Fang, Congo, and Zulu. Now, you have your Mandi branch, you have your Atlantic branch, you have your Dogon, you have your Mandi branch, your Bambari, Mariki, Maniki, Mindi, Soniki, Dan, Mandinka, Capelli, Susan. Then you have your Atlantic branch, which is four. Dogon, then you have your Ijoy, Izon, then you have your Crew, then you have your More, Sibare, Momare, Subyari, and Manway. Then you Bunjian, Njibaka, Sango, and Zandi. Then you have your Kwe language, Akan, Iwi, Bali, Ashanti, uh, Fon, Kandemi, and Amen. Then you have your Then you have your West Benue Congo, which is Yoruba, Edo, Igbo, Nupe, Adome. Then you have your Plateau, Akoko, Anamod, Cam, Pimo, and Taba. Then you also have Kororofe, Kororofe. Then you cross river, Abibo, and Afik. Okay, that's the northern Bantoid, Dacor, Mambalord, Takaroid, and Jaroid. Then you have your Tia, B-Board, and E-Chord, Yin Yang, Grassfield Line. Then you have your Southern Bantoid, BT, Fang, Lingale, Kikuyu, Kembe, Goosely, Goosey, Miru, Sukume, and Yamisi. Swahili, Sukume, Swahili, Inyamwisi, Swahili, Gogo, Katube, Luande, Imbudu, Congo, Yake, Ganda, Chiga, Inyakori, Sogo, Haya, and Luya, Nanda, Rwanda, Sagi, Tonge, Inyakusi, and Gandhi, Tembuke, Sime, Inyanje, Bandu, Shome, Lord Lesotho, Pida, South Soto, Tiswane, Zulu, Hase, North Indibil, Swazi, Binde, Runge, Tiswe, Tisunge. All those are your Niger Congo. All those that Niger Congo A and B's. They say the Khoi San languages are the languages of Africa. They have click consonants, but do not belong to other language families. You see, Okay, it says here, ethnically, their speakers are the Khoikhoi and the San of Bush. So it's two groups, the Khoi group and the San group. It says here that most of the languages are in danger and several are moribund or extinct. And that's your Khoi. Now it says here there are other click languages. Now all languages use clicks and phenoms are considered coarse, and most others are neighboring Bantu languages in southern Africa. The Nguni languages, Hausa, Zulu, Swazi. It says here, the Bantu languages adopted the use of clicks from neighboring displaced or absorbed Khoisan population, and often through intermarriage. Said the Austronesian language are a language family widely dispersed throughout the islands of Southeast Asia, Madagascar, and the Pacific. Okay, the Austronesian language. It's the Austronesian language family. Okay, that's the Austronesian language family. Okay, now, like I said, we're going to African traditional religion, West African traditional religion. We're on Wikipedia. Now, we're on the National Open University of Nigeria online courseware. Now, it's not being hacked. I mean, this material was put on there by the National Open University, Nigeria themselves. When you go to the the e-courseware, you can look up whatever's on this page, the course title, and the code. And in the past, we went back over. I got it wrote down. Okay, we went over Introduction to the Study of Religion, CTA 003. Introduction to Philosophy, CTA 009. We went over the Philosophy of Religion, which is CTA 043. I'm going down the line. We went over Philosophy of Religion, CTH 233. We went over Introduction to Sociology, NSS 217. Philosophy of Religion, CTH 233. I've been scrolling down. Introduction to Linguistics 1, and Introduction to Linguistics 2. Introduction to Philosophy. Introduction to African Traditional Religion. Introduction to the Study of Religion. Religion and Society. Let me get the number. What's the number for that? Okay, Introduction to Linguistics 1, Linguistics 2 is LIN 11111. Introduction to Linguistics 2, LIN 112. It says here, Introduction to Philosophy, CTH 131. Introduction to African Traditional Religion, CTH 192. Introduction to the Study of Religion, CTH 173. Religion and Society, CTH 151. And the Philosophy of Religion, CTH 233. Okay. African Traditional Religion and Culture, CTH 491. The Theology of African Traditional Religion, CTH 792. Again, we on the National Open University of Nigeria online courseware. We're gonna do we're gonna deal with slavery and the historical record. We're going to Wikipedia. You know, we deal with slavery. We deal with the Arab slave trade. We deal with tip 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 Tippu Tip. Who is this person? Tip. What is Zanzibar? Where is Zanzibar? And what about who is Zanj? What is Zanj? Zanj. What about the Atlantic slave trade? Atlantic slave trade. We want to find out about the East African slave trade. You can either look up Arab slave trade or you can look up slavery in Africa. We want to learn about the East African slave trade. Now it says here that Tip, his mother was a Muscat Arab of the ruling clan. His father and paternal grandfather were coastal Swahili, who had taken part in the earliest trading expedition to the interior. His paternal great-grandmother, wife of Raja bin, you know, all this other. And it says here in Wikipedia that Tip, he knew who Henry Morgan Stanley was, an explorer. Now Tip, not only was he involved in the East African slave trade, but he was alive during the Atlantic slave trade, because it says on Wikipedia that he died June 14, 1905. Now, as you know, Zanzibar is off the coast of Tanzania. That was a place, Zanzibar. Is off the coast of Tanzania. It was used as a port for slave trading by Tip and others. It says here that Zun, an Arab meaning land of the Negro, was a name used by medieval Arab geographers to refer to both a certain portion of Southeast Africa, primarily the Swahili coast, and to the area of Bantu inhabitants. This word is also the origin of the place named Zanzibar. We're on Wikipedia, and we're gonna go to the we're gonna refer to the historical record, like what is the West African slave trade. Now when we refer to the Atlantic slave trade, it said there were slave market regions and participation. It said there were 8 principal areas used by Europeans to buy and ship slaves to the Western Hemisphere. The number of enslaved people sold to the New World varied throughout the slave trade as for the distribution of slaves for regions of activity. Certain areas produced far more enslaved people than others between 1650 and 1900. 10.24 million enslaved Africans arrived in America from the following regions in the following proportion. Senegambia, which is Senegal and Gambia, 4.8%. Upper Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, 4.1%. Windward Coast, Liberia and Cote d'Ivoire, 1.8%. Or the Gold Coast, which is Ghana, East Coast d'Ivoire, 10.4%. The Bight of Benin, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, west of the Niger Delta, 20.2%. Bight of Biafra, Nigeria, east of the Niger Delta, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon, 14.6%. West Central Africa, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Angola, 39.4%. Southeastern Africa, Mozambique, and Madagascar, 4.7%. The ethnic groups. The different ethnic groups brought to the America closely correspond to the regions of heaviest activity in the slave trade. Over 45 distinct ethnic groups were taken to America during the trade. Of the 45 to 10 most prominent, according to slave documentation, which is the historical record of the era, also are listed below. Number 1, the Bakongo of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Angola. Number 2, the Mandi of Upper Guinea. Number 3, the Jibi speakers of Togo, Ghana, and Benin, Anja, Mina, Iwi, Fon, the Akan of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, the Wolof of Senegal and the Gambia, the Igbo of southeastern Nigeria, the Mbundu of Angola, include both Mbundu and Umbundu, the Yoruba, number 8, of the southwest of Nigeria, the Chambé of Cameroon, that's number 9, number 10, the Macau of Mozambique. And that's the Atlantic slave trade. Now you know the historical record. The Western Hemisphere, that's North America, Central America, which North America include Mexico, North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean islands. Okay. I'm conclude today's video, and again, we'll make sure also for our end the video, support African Americans who are marching and protesting. You know, we have to be organized. We can always refer, even on Wikipedia, you can go on Wikipedia or Bing, and you can look up some of the information during the pre-civil rights movement. You know, early 1900, even go back to the Civil War. After the Civil War, you go to 1900, the early 1900s, before the Civil Rights Movement, before the Birmingham bus boycott, and you can find out about how to organize, support African Americans who are marching and protesting. Support our troops around the world. Support the United States of America military armed forces. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live here in the city of Memphis, state of Tennessee, in the county of Shield. I want to thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. And like I said on my last video, that I've been saying, that One Sound Studio, I got my attorney. My attorney is working on it. And they're not getting away. Like I said, I went over there and I heard about some music back in May. And then I just recently put lyrics to one of the sounds to one of the music that I bought. And I went over to One Sound Studio, supposed to have, matter of fact, we did take pictures. I had my casual pictures, my dress picture taken. And while I was in the booth, put my lyrics down, I supposed to been video recorded. And I also paid for, have my music mixed and mastered. That way I could be on the radio. And One Sound Studio that reached the contract. You know what I'm saying? I paid them the money. I ain't getting no receipt or anything, but necessary. But not really just necessary under the circumstance. I mean, just for proof that you paid the money. But other than that, I didn't really need no receipt because getting into a court of law, they're not gonna win nothing. See, that's what they think. They sitting around thinking that without a receipt, you can't prove nothing. But like I said, I went over there in the month of May and bought some music. And then I just recently recorded some music. So, you can sit around and talk about a receipt all day. And as for my video, I'm in contact with the person who recorded my video. And very soon, all my fans and supporters will be able to enjoy my music video, very soon. Very soon. Like I said, I got my attorney. So, if need be, well, I got my attorney. So, other than that, until my next video, like I said, I want to thank all my fans and my support for everything, encouragement and support. Until my next video, you take care of yourself. I wish each and every one of you the very best. And also, wish everyone you happy holiday and things of that nature. Take care of yourself. Wish you the best.